Whew. Hello, this is Adana here, getting a little overheated. Alright, so I wanted to talk about my Christmas present from my boyfriend. I know you'd probably think that it would be like all lovey-dovey and ooey-gooey, and why would I want to know that? Well, first off, I was expecting something like that, and I was proved wrong. He had dropped several very strong hints about getting me a promise ring, which is like a promise to each other. It's like a pre-engagement type ring, because to be honest, we are just not ready to be engaged right now. But it'd be nice to have a promise ring, because we've been going out for over a year or whatever, and it's not necessary, but it would have been sweet, No, that's not what he got me. Instead, he told me that I could go on a shopping spree, spend between $100 and $150, and go to 3 stores, or spend 3 hours at stores, whichever comes first. I felt like laughing at him, because there were several reasons. For one, that was a really big letdown when I thought I was going to get a promise ring. 2, I don't know, he knows this, I've told him, I don't think he believes me, but the way I grew up, my great aunt acted as my grandmother, because she pretty much raised my dad since his mother died when he was a baby of leukemia, and his father, when he was alive, worked on a ship that went from Lake Erie up to Canada, and he was gone for most of the year on that ship transporting goods back and forth. So my great aunt Doris, she raised my dad, and she raised me and my sister in part as we were growing up. She was the grandmother in our lives, even though we always just called her Dorsanne, Doris, or Aunt Doris, or Dorsanny if we were trying to butter her up a little bit. For as long as I can remember, either on Saturday or Sunday, never both, one or the other, she would get, and we usually went out to her house on the weekends and over vacations. She would wake us up on the day she wanted to go shop at 8 o'clock in the morning. If both me and my sister were going, we would get up at 7. That way there was enough time for us both to take a shower without completely destroying the heater, because we broke our heater a couple times over the years by running it dry and everything. So either way, we would get up at 7 or 8 in the morning, get dressed, and leave. And she always wanted to leave by 7 or 8. So sometimes we had to get up a little bit earlier, depending on where she wanted to go. And we would spend the entire day running around and going shopping. And there were times when we wouldn't come in till midnight, 1 in the morning. One time we didn't get home till 3 in the morning. We would hit everything from dollar stores, junk stores, yard sales, malls, shopping plazas, any store that she happened to have heard of, wanted to go, but never been, or even if she went there, wanted to see what they had, we would go there. We would spend so much money. And not like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I mean, everything we bought was small, but it added up. And it was awesome. Not the money part, because there were times when we went out shopping and we didn't get but maybe $20, $30 worth of crap. And we spent more money on eating in the afternoon than we did on the actual stuff we bought. But it was socializing, it was going out, it was having fun. So, compared to that, and my boyfriend telling me that calling 3 stores or 3 hours, whichever comes first, a shopping spree, and telling me I had $150 to spend at the most, was kind of like laughable. Just laughable. So I assumed that by him agreeing to let me go on the shopping spree, and let me clarify, he hates shopping. He would rather go 2 days without any caffeine and any smoking, and or without playing games. And this is a hardcore gamer who loves to drink Mountain Dew as he games, and thinks 3 hours with no cigarette is 2 hours too long. He would rather go without all that stuff for 2-3 days than go to one store. So I get that from his point of view, this was a really generous offer. But when we were talking, I had assumed that this offer also came with him not complaining and grumbling and getting mad and mean and grumpy because he's spending money out of his account, which he does every time we go shopping, even if it's just grocery shopping. Doesn't matter how much we spend. Same routine. Drives me nuts. I can't stand it. So it turns out I assumed that this would be that he would just make more of an effort not to be grumpy or anything. And he looked at me and laughed and told me that that wasn't part of the plan. He never promised that. So I thought about it a little bit and I told him, okay, well, if you give me $200 to spend, then I'll just do all my shopping online. You won't have to worry about it. He fell for it. So I went online, went to 4 different stores. I viewed 5 stores. Or was it 6? I went to Half Price Books and looked there. I looked at 13moons.com, which is my favorite pagan store. It really is. It's got the cheapest stuff that I could find anywhere. I looked at Mountain Rose, but I couldn't order anything because it was like the ordering system was down. I couldn't sign in. I couldn't sign up for anything. So I didn't get anything there. I looked at Walmart, looked at Target. I looked at a couple other places too, and and Hobby Lobby. So what I ended up doing, I didn't order everything. I'm trying to break it up to where I don't take $200 directly out of the account all in one go, because he still does have to order a room for some kind of Comic-Con thing that's coming up. He's supposed to reserve the room, but he's waiting to get word from his job whether or not he has that weekend off so he can do it. And if he doesn't, he needs enough money in the account to do that. So I didn't want to completely take everything out of there. He does get paid again in 2 weeks. In a week, I guess. Next Friday, so that's not so bad. I am a little aggravated with myself because there was a specific order I was supposed to order this in. I ended up shopping from 4 places and ordering stuff. One from Walmart, 13 Moons, Half Price Books, and Hobby Lobby. And I was supposed to order first at Half Price Books and then at Hobby Lobby. Why those 2 things first? Because Half Price Books they only reserve your order for 12 hours, and you're not guaranteed to have the book. Everything I bought was used. Nothing was new. So I wanted to get those books while they still had them, and I ended up spending the exact same amount on the actual books as shipping and handling. So I spent like $24 on books. I spent $24 on shipping and handling. So next time I order from them, I'm going to be a little bit more mindful on where I'm ordering it from, because I really don't like spending that much money on shipping and handling. But on the upside, I got 6 awesome books that I have been dying to get. I really wanted to get Grandmother Moon. They didn't have a used copy. They did have Grandmother of Time, so I got that. There's a Buckland Saxon Book of Witchcraft, which I started to read once before but never got to finish. And I loved what I read of that, so I grabbed that. And then there was Green Witchcraft 1, 2, and 3, except they were supposed to reserve everything for 12 hours. They don't, because I put it in my cart, went to bed, got up, 9 hours later I was back on my computer, and it was gone off the list. So someone had already bought that. Kind of irked me. Didn't realize it until after I paid for it and already submitted it, so I couldn't do anything about that. But I've got 1 and 3 on that. And I have The Temple of Shamanic Witchcraft by Christopher Pensick, which I love him. I love him to death. And I've really been interested in shamanic practices lately. So I really wanted to look into that. Don't know when they're going to be here. Last time I checked, they didn't have, it was still, pending. They didn't give a date on the estimated date when it would be here. And since it's coming from different states, they will probably, most likely, come in separate packages. So, that's awesome. But then I was supposed to do the Hobby Lobby thing because most of what I had in my cart was all on sale. And I got distracted with Walmart and ended up ordering that first and realized what I did right after I hit the submit button. From Walmart, what did I get? Well, they had half price on Green Witchcraft 2, which is the book that I missed over at Half Price Books. The one at Half Price Books was $3.99 plus shipping and handling. The one at Walmart, half price or discounted price, I don't think it was half, it was $13, which and then like $2 shipping and handling, which I wasn't really too thrilled about, but what's the point in having 1 and 3 if I don't have 2? I just went ahead and got it, and plus I got some sheets for the bed. We needed them. And at Hobby Lobby, I plan on getting a whole bunch of stuff. I want to start knitting. I know that sounds like an old lady thing, but I really like working with my hands, and knitting is right up my alley. I want to learn how to knit, and I want to make knitted little pouches for things like my runes, for my tarot cards. I want to knit my own altar cloth at some point. I want to knit designs and decorative things for the wall. I also want to make my own socks because my feet are freezing. It is cold over here in this house. It's cement with very, very thin, flat, like jute type carpeting. Not warm at all. It's so cold in here. And the temperature's never above 65, which is better than last year. It was at 62, so it's an improvement. But it's still kind of cold. My feet get cold pretty easy. So I want to get thick wool socks, something to make them, you know, to my preference. So that's something that I have in the cart. I also have a couple odds and ends things. I found a silver bell with a wooden handle. I'm getting that for my altar. Not sure if I can fit it on there with the current setup, but I will use it for ritual, hopefully. And there's lots of other stuff. I got some river rocks. I want to make runes out of the river rocks. I looked at some runes and they were all 20 bucks and up for just wood, pieces of wood, rocks. Well, I can get a Sharpie. I have a black Sharpie, a permanent marker, and I can just write on flat little river rocks, and there's my my runes. And if I end up not doing that and going a different way with the runes, then I can always use those for divination. I've been wanting to try some rock divination, even though I would prefer to have rocks from the area. And some other odds and ends too in there, like craft glue, and there was felt on sale, so I got some of that. And over at 13 Moons, oh my god, so much stuff at 13 Moons. I finally broke down. I'm getting a new incense holder, I'm getting a pentacle, I'm getting an athame, my very first athame. I've always wanted one. You know, I'm more of an athame person than I am a wand person. Wands just put me in the mind of Harry Potter, which is all cool. I love Harry Potter, but it doesn't put me in the right state of mind for ritual. Athames do that for me. So I'm ordering an athame. They had one on sale. Hopefully it'll still be on sale next week, or I'll just get the wooden handle instead of the black handle one. Very simple. Doesn't really matter to me. Wooden handle, black handle, same difference. And there's all kinds of other stuff that I'm getting too. I'm getting some chime candles, which are 4-inch really thin, small ones, and I'm getting a holder for that. I'm getting black, white, and then one for every color of the 5 elements for me. And so much stuff. I'm so excited. So I have all this stuff coming in. I will definitely do a video when they all arrive. I will probably try to do it in one video instead of 2. So that concludes this video of me rambling about my Christmas present and about my shopping online. I spent the last 2 days getting it all together. I had to tell somebody. Everyone else I know gets pretty much bored with me going on about the things I want to shop for. So, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment, and I will see you later. Bye. Whoops. Didn't press the off button. Now it's fine.